Hi, welcome to part 2 of Honoring Our Ancestors. This video lesson series accompanies the Ann Simpson Artmobile exhibition at work and at play. If you haven't seen part 1, go back and look at the playlist and watch part 1 before you watch this video. My name is Sarita Telasani Keller. I'm the Artmobile educator at the University of Wyoming Art Museum, and this is my daughter.
Hi, my name is Leila Keller and I'm in 3rd grade.
And she's going to be helping us. So an ancestor is anyone that you've descended from, like a parent, a grandparent, or a great-grandparent.
It can also be somebody who taught you something or inspired you, like a mentor, a foster parent, or a teacher.
That's right. So for the sake of this lesson, we're going to call all of these people ancestors. So in this series, we're going to create a portrait of an ancestor and share their stories through your art. This is an opportunity to honor the work, skills, talents, and perhaps share some personal memories about spending time together. For this video, you will need a pencil,
a notebook so you can jot down notes, questions, and stories. And you can also use you also need photo albums, scrapbooks,
letters.
Letters.
Yeah, and anything that you can gather up about this person. So in my last post, we looked at artwork of those that had to do with the work of those who came before us. And then we wrote stories about them, and we had fun sharing our stories.
Yeah.
That was really cool. Then I asked you to think about how you could tell a story through your artwork about someone's work that came before you. But in order to do that, first we have to do a little research, and that's what this video is about today. We're going to help you get started on research so that when you do your visual portrait with stories, that you'll have a very rich story to tell about that person. So here's some ideas to get you started. First, I'd like you to go through all of these albums, letters, or anything that you have, and choose a person that you could use for your subject. If you do not have them in these albums, you can also piece together your memories. Those are wonderful too. Think about what this person was known for and their special skills and talents. Find out if there were any funny stories about this person. Write down your questions in here, and then talk to someone about it. Share your memory with someone in your household, or a family member, or someone else who knew the person that you're choosing as your subject.
And you can also talk to a friend about it and share personal memories on FaceTime, Messenger, or Zoom.
That's right, on Zoom. That's right. If you've chosen someone outside your family, or even if they're inside your family and you're low on resources, don't worry. Again, you can piece together those memories. And anything else that you have about that person, you can also look up the time and place in which the person grew up. So, for instance, I am doing my mother, but I don't have a whole lot of photos of when they were growing up because they didn't have cameras. They would go to the portrait studio to get a portrait, and then it wasn't until they were adults and married and in America that they bought a camera. But I do have all these amazing letters. I can call them on the phone, so I was able to collect stories and piece together memories that I also have. So Leila, who did you choose?
I chose my great-granny Jean, and there's a picture of me and her when I was a baby right up.
Yeah, there's a picture of Great-Granny Jean and her right here. And she's got all these amazing things that her grandmother put together about the family. So she's got pictures of her Great-Granny Jean and her Great-Grandpa Vern and their family. And so we thought we'd
show you some interesting, fun ones and also there are some that relate to our life up here in Wyoming.
Yeah, that's right. So we're gonna watch those and then we'll see you back in a minute.
See you in a minute.
That was pretty fun watching those, wasn't it?
Mhm.
Especially great-grandpa Vern's giant turkey out the window. That was fun. So Leela chose her great-granny Jean. Tell us how you found out information or what you learned about her. Who'd you talk to?
I talked to my gram, and I also looked through some photo albums.
And what did you find out? Or yeah.
She was a really good gardener, and she baked really good cakes, and she also did really good frosting.
Yeah. She
And-
taught your gram how to make good frosting even, yeah? Oh, also tell them about a memory that you also wrote down.
Some two memories that I've had. They're like my main memories. I remember that she, like, her house, she had like a lot of Victorian stuff, and her table was always set, and whatever holiday it was, she was like ready and prepared and anything.
Yeah, she was always decorated for each holiday that came. And you guys used to also play tea party all the time, and you still have her teacups. Do you want to tell us, let's see, what was something you didn't know about her?
Something I didn't know about her that I learned was,
Something funny.
okay, so it was a weekday, and she went to the church, even though she wasn't supposed to.
And she was a really little girl.
Yeah, she was really young that time. And so at that time, everybody put rosary on where they sat, and some of them were really expensive.
Yeah.
And so she took every single one of the rosaries and brought them all the way to her grandma's house.
Yeah, and she got in trouble, didn't she?
And then her grandma had to sneak them back in.
To
And
the
she was really
church.
embarrassed.
Yeah, she was super embarrassed. Anyways, so I learned something new too about her. She worked in a factory in Eau Claire, Wisconsin during World War II, where they made scopes for machine guns.
So you could like see where you're shooting.
Yeah, where you're shooting. And that's where she met your great-grandpa Vern. Anyways, so once you've collected enough information about an ancestor, choose 4 or 5 memories and write those down, and then start thinking about how you could turn those into objects that can surround your portrait. So, for example, next week when we get started, we'll start in the center part, putting a portrait. And you can show them Great Granny Jean's while I'm talking about this if you want, the one that you chose. So we're gonna start by drawing out a portrait in the middle. And then once we're done drawing the portrait out, we're gonna take some ideas that we had. So she was saying about teacups for hers. This is my mother, so I put rice fields around here. And then I'm also going to put she's an electrical designer, and now she does control systems. So I'm gonna put interesting circuits and stuff, and she sews. But for Leela's,
I'm gonna do a portrait of this picture of my granny Jean.
yeah, and then she was thinking about for tea party that you would put things like, what, around there?
Like some teacups, saucers,
Yeah, and then some stuff from her garden, and some other ideas. So-
azaleas.
Azaleas, she had beautiful azaleas. So start thinking about some of those memories and stories and how you could think of a way to turn them into objects that can surround your ancestor. And then we'll see you next week when we actually begin our drawings. So good luck on your research. One more thing. At the end of this series, you can submit your story or your picture of your ancestor, and we'll be choosing some later on down the line to post and possibly send you a little prize or a little gift. So look for that at the end of our series on how to submit your work. We'll see you next week.
Bye.
Bye.
Cool.